you have chosen either a dragon or a fairy, and those were cut out on the Cricut. So none of us had to worry about that delicate work of all these little intricate holes. So we do have a Cricut here at the library, and if you'd like to use it, it is free to use with the design software. It's free on our computers. The only thing that you have to do is provide your own paper or your own materials. So, and if you don't know how to do it, don't fret. We have somebody here who knows how to. Actually, there's several of us who know how to do it now. So if there's something you are just dying to make, or you don't want to cut out by hand 1,000 times, feel free to come into the library when we open, and we are working on that. We are working hard. We know that you're missing us and you're missing your books. So soon, we hope. So Miss Betsy is going to do this, but I'm going to tell you what you should have in your bags. You will have your jar, some plastic, some glass. You should have your cutout that you signed up for, whether it be the fairy. See, look at that. I got it on, or the dragon. Okay, we've got to Miss Betsy. You will have white tissue paper.
I think this is glue. Yes.
You will have a small container of Mod Podge.
Mod Podge, I love
Mod Podge. It's the white liquid. You will have a small container of white glitter. We love glitter. I love glitter. It's sparkly. You will have 2 bags of moss, one in green, one in brown or tan, whichever color you choose. You will have a makeup sponge. We've discussed that already. And you will have a tea light, which was not originally on your list. So this is all we need today to do our, oh, and twine, and we have twine. Miss Betsy showing that too. So here we go. The first step is we're going to apply Mod Podge to the side of your fairy or your dragon. I guess the first step was to go ahead and take the lid off your jar. That helps, doesn't it?
you think you're right.
And to do that, you use the makeup sponge on the short end, the narrow end. Miss Betsy's doing it just wonderful. I guess I could quit calling you Miss, because these aren't the little people, are they? These are the adults.
Everybody rubbing my hair today.
And now you're going to put that fairy or that dragon on the inside of your jar. Make sure that he or she or it is not crooked, and place it where you would like. Usually it's about, we figured about 1 inch up from the bottom, because you're going to want to leave some space to put either your green moss or your brown moss in the bottom. You're going to hold that there, and don't worry about it. You're going to have a white film. Let's see, could you angle that just a little bit down? There you go. Yeah, we're just getting a little bit of a glare.
My hands are so fat.
There you go. That's a little better. Don't
Mommy,
worry about the white. It will dry clear. And there's her dragon.
Oh.
So once you have that dragon or that fairy stuck, oh, one other thing I should tell you, this is going to get messy and sticky. So if you're worried about getting your hands icky, then you know what, have somebody run and get you a wet washcloth or a wet paper towel, because we might need to, I see Colleen was already prepared. So our next step, this should only take a second or two to hold that in there. Our next step is to get out that white tissue paper we gave you and the Mod Podge.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. I heard an uh-oh. That's never a good thing. But uh-oh, it's going to turn into wows. So we are going to go ahead and open that tissue paper up, and we are going to cover the jar from the lip rim, the rim on the lip, down. We're going to make sure that we're only going to measure that white tissue paper to cover the jar from the rim down. So we're going to cut it to size to go all the way around. which I know is not always the easiest thing, but it's okay. Best not to overlap because you want to have it a little more translucent. Don't care, it'll be okay if it rips. We're going to mend those. It's all right. And they don't always have to be beautiful. So, okay. Well, Betsy's cutting off that last little piece there. There we go. And she's got her paper pretty much cut. Did you get a cut size there, Bets? Pretty much. Did you cut off the side so it doesn't overlap? Okay. So if you are ready and you have yours pretty much cut to size, I'm going to go ahead. Betsy's almost there, so we're going to go ahead and tell you the next step. And this step is pretty important. So she's got hers cut to size. I'm going to tell you about the next step. Here we go. We're going to take our makeup sponge, and if you want to do this later on down the road with the kids or for yourself, you can do this with the makeup sponge. You can do this with the brush. We're going to go ahead and dip this into the Mod Podge, and we are going to do a light layer onto your jar. And it's best to only do half at a time because you are going to lay that white tissue paper lightly onto the Mod Podge. So only do from the rim of that jar down to the base. And then you're going to lightly tap it in place because if your fingers are wet, it's going to pull up. So if you just lightly tap it and put it into place like Betsy's doing here, you should be really good. So then just continue to put Mod Podge around, and you'll probably use about half of the Mod Podge that you were given. And it's okay that it's going on white because this will dry clear. And if you see, and it's perfectly fine to be wrinkly. Don't worry about if it tears or if it's crinkled, because the next step is going to cover all those up and you're not going to see them.
Oh.
So, and this is so super easy to do at home. And you could do this with plastic jars, peanut butter jars if you have little kids who are afraid of the dark. You can do this with them. Just make sure that you get all the adhesive off. And the easiest way to do that is with fabric softener.
She is it. I'm perfect.
Okay, so it looks to me like Betsy has all her white tissue paper down. She's going to go ahead. It looks like she's going to trim it up on the bottom because you want to make sure that it has a flat place to sit.
Yeah.
Not that our candles are going to burn or anything because they're battery operated. So it looks like, Colleen, are you doing okay there?
Okay.
That thumbs up, we're doing okay. So this is what our jar will look like with just the white tissue paper.
Keep those scissors.
It's not real translucent just yet, so we can't see right through it, but we're going to be able to do that here really, really soon. While you guys are working on that, I'm going to tell you about the next craft, which is July 3rd. And yes, we are closed here at the library, but we are going to do the craft, and that is our dragon scales. So if you've signed up for that, you can actually start picking that up at any time. We do have that ready for you. You will need to get your own rock. And the best thing to do is get a flat one and make sure that it is dry and clean. Are we ready to go ahead and move on to the next step? And what that is we are going to start Mod Podging for our glitter. Now, if you have a dragon and you would like to make it a little darker, if you happen to have paint in the house or you have food coloring, you can drop just a drop of brown paint. You could use black food coloring. You could add that to your Mod Podge and get a little bit of a darker color. But this is what we're going to do for now. You are going to apply Mod Podge to the outside of that white tissue paper. And you are going to make it wet, and this is where you're going to add your glitter. If you have a fairy, you're probably going to want to add more glitter to, let's say, a circular area around the fairy, or to the corners. If you happen to have the plastic jar, it's more of a square rather than round. Glitter looks really nice on the corners. But Miss Betsy's going to go ahead, or Betsy, I'm sorry, I'm so used to saying that. She's going to go ahead and add her glitter, or add her Mod Podge, and then she is going to glitter it. If you haven't noticed, she actually has a green piece of paper down because she's going to try to catch the glitter on that paper. So go ahead and add Mod Podge to the outside of your jar. So you've Mod Podged, you've added the tissue paper, you're going to Mod Podge again. And I was told this glitter feels like sand. I think it feels like really coarse salt. So you're just going to go ahead and wherever the Mod Podge is wet, you're just going to go ahead and sprinkle on the glitter. Or you see she's going to, oops, so she's going to have a really shiny spot, a glittery spot on her, she's got a fairy today, I think. Okay, she didn't put any on her fairy because she said she didn't like the way it came out on her dragon. So you can keep working your way around. The other thing that, if you want to know, if you want it more glittery in one spot, go over it all. Once you've glittered, go over it again with your Mod Podge, add a little more glitter. Excellent. So we talked about the mermaid scales. That's being on the 3rd. We're going to be making some small dragon eyes on July 9th. We're going to go ahead and supply you the paint for that and the glass beads. If you haven't signed up for that, I'm sure you all have.
Yeah, you made a mess, man.
Make sure you call the library at 440-293-6792. Again, just going to let you know we are recording this and it will be on our social media pages. So make sure if you didn't understand all the directions or you couldn't remember if it was Mod Podge, tissue paper, Mod Podge, later down the road, feel free to look it up on our website or our YouTube page. And don't forget to like our YouTube page. I'm sure you all liked our Facebook page. This is a great, this would be really great on a deck if you have an outdoor deck. Those would be really pretty on a deck. Well, really can't see the glitter on a camera, but it's there. This is your time where you can kind of embellish things and make it your way. We're into that stage of it right now. It does get a little messy, but that's all in good fun. The next step, once you're done glittering, or I mean, you could use any color glitter. We just picked white because it was, or clear because it was easy, and we wanted to be able to see through it. The next step we're going to go ahead and go on is to, oh, maybe we aren't. We're going to go ahead and go on, and this is going to be your choice. The one thing we recommend is if you're going to tie the twine or put anything on the rim of the jar, you do it below where the cap would screw on, because otherwise it won't screw on. So it just won't fit. You know how that is, just won't fit. So we're going to take the twine and we're going to put it underneath the rim of the jar, and we're going to, this is where either you can wrap it and go round and round and round and tie a nice little bow.
I don't think I was supposed to do that.
Or you can hot glue it depending on how you want to have yours look. This is also where you can embellish. If you want silk flowers, or you want to put berries on there, or if you happen to have a dragon and you want to put in there, I don't know, sticks or keys or what have you. This is your time to be creative. We have been creative with the twine and tying a bow. Okay, Miss Betsy's having a little issue with her bows. But it's okay. She's a children's librarian. She knows how to make them. So we are so happy, right?
Oh, she's making a bow, Mom. Can we just tie a bow? Yeah, you can.
So.
Oh, it's on there.
For me.
Make sure it's not in your favorite's head.
Now, with your lid, I'm going to let Betsy tie her bow over there. She's doing fin. She's going round and round and round and round. It's great. That's what we all do. The bottom of your jar, you can add moss. You can leave it blank, whatever you want to do. Or you could stretch out around the lip. We talked about this yesterday, but you can take the brown moss, and it works really well if you kind of pull it apart a little. You stretch it. You could tie that underneath your twine. That would be really cool for the dragon.
It doesn't go inside of that.
Is your bow in the front? I thought I'd ask Betsy, see if she managed to get her bow right there in the front, and she did. You can use your lid, decorate it as you wish if you want to use your lid. If not, you don't need to use your lid. This is where we found, or Betsy found, that she didn't like the Mod Podge on the top, so she got out her hot glue gun and added the moss to the top. So she's going to show you how that looks here in just a few minutes. She just, if you didn't notice, she just put the brown kind of twiggy moss into, I don't know what it's called, it's the brown kind of stringy moss into the bottom of her jar for what would look like her fairy. Maybe a Spanish moss, is that what it is? Could be. It's the brown stringy moss. I'm sorry, that was so technical of me. No, it wasn't, but that's okay. She just dropped that right into the bottom of her jar, and that is going to be what her fairy would be sitting on. So now she is trimming up the moss, the green moss, for the top of the jar. Oh, she just put the rest of the green moss in there too. So now she's taking her hot glue gun, adding a little glue to the top of her lid. And watch this, right on the top goes her moss. She could still pull that down, absolutely. Or she can cut the next one to go around the sides, but you want to be able to get off your lid.
Oh, put something on top of it.
Because the very last step is to turn on your tea light.
Whoa, look, I see yours.
Oh, there you go. There we go. Little high. There we go. Oh, she lit up that butterfly. And to go ahead and drop that right into the bottom. She did exactly that. She dropped it right into the bottom. Oh, that was definitely. There she dropped a little further back. There you go. And oh, we can actually see a little glitter there. Yeah, absolutely. And this is what Betsy's fairy jar looks like. I don't remember what they said. It was hours, hundreds of hours, it said. They're very inexpensive. I know you can get 4 for $1 at Dollar Tree. The candles, you can get 4 for $1 at the Dollar Tree if you want to replace them, or you can buy a whole lot of them on Amazon for a lot less.
Wow.
And if there's any part of this project that you really, really liked and don't know how we found them, feel free to email me and I'll let you know, or I'll get you a link. She's got it all over her hands. It's sticky. So, as for now, just a reminder, we have crafts through the next three, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4 more weeks.
Well, once it dries, it'll be.
Has anybody else gotten theirs completed?
Almost for me.
Almost for me. I heard that. Oh, wow. Oh, there's Colleen. We're going to go ahead and put you front and center so we can see those, okay? Okay, you're up. Oh, that is yellow. Did you use a different color paper?
I did the paint thing.
You did.
We added food coloring.
Ah.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to put this out for everybody. Do I have my paper? I have my paper. Anytime that you put your picture up and you use the hashtag Andover SR 2020 on any one of our social media platforms, and you include your name, you will be entered into a drawing to win a Blu-ray player.
Oh.
At any time you do something that is on our summer reading list of activities, or you show that you are doing something that involves Andover Public Library, whether it be reading a book, and you hashtag it Andover Summer Reading SR 2020. So that's Andover SR 2020, and that is on your summer reading log. You will be entered into a drawing to win a Blu-ray player at the end of summer reading. So next time you see me, I will put that up here somewhere so that you can remember.
I offset my bow a little.
What was that? Oh,
There's mine.
that is really, really pretty.
You guys gave me a good piece of moss. It had lichen in it.
Let's see how you're doing. Oh my. Did you add blue? That is really sharp. Really, really sharp.
Oh, it is.
It looks fantastic. You all did wonderful. Let us know if there's anything we can get for you. Don't forget that our Cricut is available. Maybe not right now, but we do have it available. just give us a call. We'll see what we can do for you. We are doing, and Anne, you wanted to show us, do you want to show us yours? Oh, wow, that's really sharp.
Yeah, I didn't finish the pie yet, but yeah, there we go.
Oh, looks very nice. It looks just as glittery as your fingernails.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So if you enjoyed this craft, let us know. We're going to do our best to give you the next ones just as well, but we won't have to tie any bows, so that'll be great. Betsy's over there rolling. So we thank you so much for joining us here at the Andover Library, and we are so happy to have you. And we will see you again hopefully next week. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call us, 440-293-6792, or drop us a line here at the library. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.